Guys, welcome back for the Pisces soulmate update. The previous video is still up where you can have a look at it, as well as if you are new and you're wanting a booking, the link is directly below, as well as the new channel that's going to be launched. The information is below as well. That will be launched as of January 1st for the twin flame path. Now, if you wish to join our live sessions, again, click the bell and then you can get notifications. I tend to put a video up, or in the community section I'll put like an update as to going live, but I will be getting it into a format where, you know, the direct days. I've just been doing work behind the scenes at the moment. Now, as of the 16th, Venus is going direct, as many of us are well aware, and Mercury is going retrograde. This can be a time frame where if you are in a current relationship, there can be conflict. Some of the conflict would have already been there ahead of time. It's just more a point of a breaking point if the foundation of the connection isn't cemented. So it can be miscommunication, and really, especially with Jupiter moving out of Scorpio and into its own home sign, that can be more the frequency of what we had a realization of, especially in the Venus retrograde, actually directly implementing techniques and movement into that pathway to make that a reality of what we feel our hopes and dreams are within connections. Now, in the past, Pisces, it might have been you were very focused on finances, and this could have been the direct connection to what was going on within the connection or between you and your partner. It may also be that you had been working extremely hard in your life, and the way you're looking at things can be from that perspective, but moving forward, you might be reflecting back on that and thinking where you went wrong in certain domains, especially connected to finance or people who you, at an emotional level, invested in. I'm going to pull clarifiers as I go. Yeah, maybe you were the main breadwinner at a point for some of you, not all of you, or maybe at some point you had to look at it in a very mature sense of what happened in the past as to what you want as a frequency moving forward. Now, Venus going direct is going to affect, if we can break those ties of belief systems and reset the frequency, we retain that frequency for the next 12 years. So if in fact we're taking accountability, where we have an idea in mind as to how we want to proceed forward, even if we're not directly, you know, moving, still if we set that intention, it's boding well. Otherwise, we could get stuck in an old frequency for the next 12 to 30 years, which is something we really want to avoid. In the future, your hopes is that you'll look at situations rationally. And again, it does feel a critical energy. This could be towards your soulmate or towards something that happened, you know, in a committed connection. How you're seeing your soulmate. In the past, you felt they were real go-getters. It might have been someone that you wanted to have a family with or have a family, but, you know, you saw the big picture with them, and you worked very well together. They were the go-getter. You were the, you know, the mindset of the business, perhaps. You know, you were the governing wheel of that situation in some shape or form. And again, the energies can go vice versa. Now, currently where they stand, there is a change of plans. Something in the way you're running this relationship, if you're in it, or if you're not, there is a change of plans due to something that didn't quite work. So it's like going back to the table and looking over things and working out what to do. Now, moving forward, again, finances, but it doesn't have to be finances. It can be, but it can also be in the connection, you know, wanting to take it to the next level, gearing it in a different way, maybe seeing abundantly how you were emotionally putting into the relationship, and now you're looking at it and you're realizing maybe what each of you needs individually now in order to move this forward. Because it may be, if you're cross-watching and they're in a soulmate connection / karmic, however you want to picture it, some don't want to be there anymore. Others want to put the work into a connection, and whom that be with will completely depend. It might be they're having a bit of time out and they're not finding a direct connection fun any longer. For those of you who are separated, you still haven't healed from this. It's somebody from the past. You went through misfortune. For those of you who are single and waiting for them to come back. Those of you who are in the relationship, I feel, you know, you're really trying to get it back on track to what suits best. But there's two messages coming through. Yeah, again, a past tense person. You're on the fence about it, though, those of you who are waiting for them to return. How they feel that others are influencing you. And it might have been in the past you had mutual friends and you did feel backstabbed or isolated. As well as the movement forward, you might be very direct towards these people and really be standing your ground. But there is hope for this transformation. But these people haven't learned something, and it's something for them to directly deal with. It might be people putting their nose into your business. How others are influencing you, your soulmate. Some people are trying to assist them with seeing the balance. And this could be, if it's nobody in general, it really feels as though it could be them directly actually getting to a point where they're listening to their own thoughts. Can be looking at contracts, which is more an external influence of a committed connection. And any movement they're going to choose, it's got to be mutually acceptable. So if they're thinking, if it's a mutual thing and you guys are thinking of not going on the journey any longer together, I feel it'll be a mutual outcome. As in, it'll be something you really both agree to. You may be concerned for those of you who have children. And on the other side of the fence, those of you who are waiting for this person to come back, they are leaving a person behind because it's not working anymore. You're having to be very independent during this process. And, you know, in the past, it might have been, you know, a separation or a contract failing within the connection, a business venture, the path together, something went wrong. You're really seeing how you need to make different choices within this connection and how to proceed forward. You're really assessing a contract. So this contract can be work-related, home-related. You might not be talking about it yet, but I feel you're meditating upon it. When you do meditate upon it, after the fact, you do come to a realization very quickly. And I do feel, because we're coming out of Venus retrograde, a lot of us are going to gain a lot of downloads and clarity. From that point onwards, I feel you will want movement. For many of you, it can be leaving a connection or this Pisces frequency, really feeling something's not working. It's either a financial contract, i.e. a business you're both, if you're together working on, or something that just isn't fitting right anymore in the connection, leaving the connection completely behind. But there's two energies coming through. Something you feel has to move because you feel somehow it went down an incorrect path. Now, this can be currently where it stands. Again, frequency changes, things can change. And with Mercury being retrograde, it can cause conflict where you feel you've made a decision, but you're wanting happiness, you know, and the actions you're taking are to bring this forward. You can't, again, finances. I'm seeing you guys really being concerned. If you're going through a breakup, you're really wanting it to bode well and being fair in love. I just heard love and war, fair and love and war. Yeah, picking between, you know, there's two paths here. There's two separate messages which can connect directly to you in both situations, or two different storylines coming in here. Some of you are leaving a connection and moving towards a love interest. Others of you are leaving a direct contract behind, i.e. money, house, you know, and trying to reset the whole frequency of it for there to be a balance in this situation. What the possible outcome is, you're really going to have to follow your instincts. your gut instincts, and, you know, not completely knowing what to do. There are some things hidden though, so it could be the hidden aspect of how you really are feeling or how they're feeling, and communication is the key. And again, Mercury retrograde does cause conflict in the actual direct communication. Any communication that is coming in, I do feel, is from a past tense frequency. And again, same situation, 2 messages coming through. Some of you don't want to work on a path. And others of you that are waiting for communication to come in, it is connected to the past, and there is a longing to hear from this individual. It's reciprocal, so it's on both sides. So there's 2 storylines coming through. Pisces, in your finances, you know, you worked very hard believing that you were going to leave, you know, a nest egg behind, but some of you feel some of this frequency has got old. You're also questioning the aspects of what money means any longer. And I know, yes, we need money to eat, but you've realised a falseness in this, that even if you were to create that pyramid, doesn't mean to say you'd be there for the pyramid, or the pyramid would be there for you at the end of it. Most of you are focused on love, even if the direct communication connected to that love isn't coming about in a correct format right now. Now, on their side, financially, it may be, so this may be counterparts energy of the soulmate. They're wanting to leave a connection. Because they feel they can't bring, and again, I'll rephrase that. Financially, they want to leave it. Financially, they may not be working and you may be, so that can be the factor with couples. Bringing something together has been problematic. Emotionally speaking, in love, for those of you who are coupled, they are faithful to the connection, but I can feel an aspect of health-related things going on towards someone who was very sick, and it's taken a toll on them after they passed. Okay, be it that this is a new frequency, and I'm very sorry if that's so. It's affecting and impacting them. So again, there can be contracts and legalities for couples. On a separate level moving forward for them, you know, they're really going through a hard time. But regardless, if you're coupled or single, if you're single and you're cross-watching, emotionally speaking, they feel they're in a mental prison due to a karmic cycle ending for them, some cycle in their life ending. They're not trying to be the enemy, but they feel the world is at the moment. They're really in a lower frequency of healing. I will catch up with you guys during the month for the live sessions. I would say be cautious with the way in which you communicate. Try and be very careful with contracts, especially with the retrograde. And again, if you do want me to directly tune in psychically to your counterpart, link is below. Otherwise, come and join us for the live sessions, and I'll see you during the month.